subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. So how do you end up connecting with like Yolanda Adams to do the radio show? And
connected with Yolanda, what is it called? Houston, Texas Black Chambers Commerce something. They had a show. They was honoring Yolanda Adams at this show. I'm the host of the show. Doing my thing, Don, I promise you, it seemed like nobody laughing but Yolanda and her table. Everybody else in there, when people get dressed up sometimes, they're a little stiff. But Yolanda in there laughing loud, and she got one of them good laughs that keep you going. So after the show, she was like, brother, you was hilarious. I said, thank you. That's all. Next thing I know, about a month later, Yolanda Adams Morning Show in Houston. They had another comedian that was supposed to be on there, but he couldn't get the contract together. I like to say God blocked it. So they needed a comedian, and they was giving her all these names. And she said, nah, it's a dude I saw at this event. And so at that time, Larry was her co-host. And she was coming up, and Larry said, you talking about Marcus Wiley? I got his number right here. Larry called me and said, hey, man, him and Yolanda, and they said, man, you want to audition for this show? I said, yeah. I almost said, hell yeah, but I knew Yolanda was on there. And
what year is this?
This is 2006. It's 2006. And they said, you want to audition for this show? I said, yeah. And I said, I'll be there Friday. I went up there Friday, auditioned. They invited me back the next Friday. Then the third Friday, Yolanda said, you got the job. And man, that's when everything just, because it was just in Houston at that time. And 2 weeks later, we were syndicated. And we went from 9 markets to 58 markets. So that's how I got across the country a little bit. That boosted, my little sting up. So. Okay,
tell me this with the Yolanda thing, because this is, my mom would call me and tell me I had to check out this Bishop Secular. And it became a thing to where I started checking for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Bishop Secular be tripping, man. Can you give me a bit with that? Because I'm going to just play this for my mom. Like, Mom, I had Bishop Secular on here for you. You know what I'm saying?
Good morning, Yolanda. Yeah. This is Bishop Secular. Yeah. So Bishop Secular, man, it's crazy. It took off. It was something I was already doing before the radio. So if I hosted a concert, I would come out as me. And then I bring up an act. And then I come back out in my role, Bishop Secular, where I go through the audience. It was just some crowd participation type stuff. When I got on the show, Larry, who had saw it before, he said, man, you need to bring that Bishop character on the show. I was like, you sure? He was like, yeah. And man, it took off. It took off so much to where when I would go perform, people would come to me and say, where's Bishop Secular? And I'd be
they didn't even know it was.
They didn't even know it was me. And that's when I had to start letting people know, no, I'm Bishop Secular. Because when Bishop Secular died or this show in, y'all need to know me, Marcus D. Wiley. And so, because at first I wouldn't let nobody know, but once I realized he was here and Marcus was here, I said, oh yeah, I need to let folk know, that's me. Yeah.
Man, so when do you actually go to TSU and get into the whole? Because I'm trying to get out and graduate. I don't know. I ain't got no masters, but I kind of want to go to TSU and figure out how I can do so with the communications department. How did you make that?
So again, rich in relationships. My dean, he was, I knew him in undergrad, but he was my teacher in grad school, and he was tough on me. I'm talking about, I get up to do a presentation. He be like, man, sit you down.
Was it Dean Ward?
Dr. Ward, James Wesley Ward. He would destroy me. You ain't prepared. You ain't da-da-da. I'm talking about, I be like, bro, he wasn't prepared, but you're bothering me. But I just go sit down. I thought I was failing this class. I go ask him, hey man, do I need to drop this class? He was like, did I tell you to drop it? I be like, nah, but it don't seem like I'm me. He say, man, just keep fighting. So I would do it. So once I left BET and came back home, I needed a job. I wasn't doing comedy yet. And I was working on staff at the church. And then I went over to him. I said, hey, Doc, I would like to teach. I feel like I got a little experience, working at BET for 3 years that I can, kind of let people know. And so he said, all right, he tried me out with 2 classes. Let's call that adjunct. We don't give you 2 classes. A Thursday night and a Saturday morning. The worst schedule ever.
Yeah.
But the Saturday morning, it was an old lady in my class. Finna show you, it's crazy. Old lady go, tell Dr. Ward, hey, the best teacher up here is that young man on Saturdays. He on time. He structured. He got something to say. She just propped me up. I don't know nothing about this. And they made him give me full time.
No shit.
That's how it happened, man. That's just how it happened. This old lady went to him and said, the best teacher up here. Cause a lot of times the teachers, they get comfortable. They show up late. They, I'm hungry. So I ain't finna give you no reason not to, what I'm saying, not to go with me. So, and that's what he told me. He said, man, this lady came in and talked real, real good about you.
So how do you balance all these things, being a stand-up, doing the school thing, doing, the radio show, all that?
It all just kind of went together. It all kind of go together. When I was on the radio early in the morning, that was from 5 to 9. Then I would leave, go TSU. And those classes, for me, would start at 10, 11, whatever. Do 2 classes a day. And then most times I'm traveling on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back Sunday evening. And so it was a great schedule. I mean, it just worked together. And it's like you just get paid to talk, which is beautiful. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Well, we got grown, great and forgiving, man. What else we got coming up in the future, man?
Oh, man, right now, this is it. This is all I'm focused on. I'm trying to get, I can't put the money figure out there, but I'm trying to get in the black, because I've been in the red. I tell everybody I had money saved for a rainy day when the pandemic hit, but I didn't have money saved for a rainy year. And so I'm just trying to get some of it back. And so once that's finished, then I probably start back doing my only shows. I do these shows like Pastors Only, First Ladies Only, Praise Team Only. Well, I just structure my material just for these people, and so those shows go real well, So I probably now try to take them abroad. I do them here in Houston, but I ain't really took them all over, where I perform at. So yeah, that might be what I look at in 2023.
And we done with the rapping. You ain't never.
No, I'm not going back to the rap. I mean, especially I don't think they make the same type of money that they was making back in the day. But I started small time. Yeah. Dope gang, coke.
Okay. For sure, that's what it is, man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Man, thanks for having me. I had a good time. Appreciate it.
Already, way, man. It's Donnie Houston Podcast. Marcus D. Wiley. Hey, man, we up out of here.
Donnie Houston.